Of course, if that red light is to be believed, this show has started. But yeah, it is. It's a rough area, the area that you're working in. Like I said, it is hard. Because, like I said, I work out in that area, and it's like you have to get out. This is not the
It's
spot to be
temptation.
in.
It's
To be just
temptation.
wanting carbs or food, you have to get out of that. By the way, hello everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Low Key on the We Are Libertarians Network. You are joined here by aka Harriet, also known as Moving Target. Hi, everybody. I'm also joined because I don't fly solo. I always make sure I've got a wingman with me. I've got once again, got Vincent with me. Go say hi to the people.
Hello, everyone.
And he does like just the hi as I take a sip. Classic. Classic Vincent. But yeah. We were just talking about this area where I work out in because I go to the gym in that area. That's where my gyms are at. And he works in that area, and he was talking about all like the food choices like of leaving because first time he's getting an hour lunch. So it's like, you can go here, you can go here, you can go here.
Because if you remember when we worked at that other place, we had an hour lunch, but it was an 8-minute drive to my house. So I just went home every lunch.
Yeah.
And drove back.
Yeah.
But then the job after that, I had like, you had 30 minutes, but if you took 15, you could take that 15 off your Friday and get out of work at like 1:30. So I'm used to having 15-minute lunches, and now I'm sitting here in this break room, done with lunch in 5 minutes, and sitting here just like, I have 55 minutes to sit here. I guess I'm reading.
This way, some people like go on steps and work out on their lunch break. You ever hear when people do that? You can go get some steps in.
That sounds sad.
Not enough time to go across the street to have hot yoga.
Absolutely not. Not in the middle. Especially not in the middle of the day. Absolutely not.
You'll be fine. Because it's an hour class, which that means you will have no time to shower unless you left halfway through. Just stop. Like, I need a shower for this. Oh man. So yeah. So those are the exciting things that are happening in our lives. So everyone was looking at this title and what the heck is going on, and I'll tell you what's going on. So the GPUs, NVIDIA has launched their 40 series. Well, at least not really, like started talking and releasing to the reviewers and everything of the 40 series cars. Everyone's been waiting for these all year because like the 30 series was really hard. Well, the 20 series was also hard to get, and because of like the crypto mining people, and then the 30 series was hard to get because crypto mining, and then the virus of unknown origin popped up and hit everyone's supply chain. So some people like myself are 2 generations behind on GPUs because it's too hard to get, and I'm not paying an absorbent amount for GPUs. Like I love PC gaming for its expandability, its cheapness, being able to add in parts as I need to, and I'm been very frustrated at a lot of the GPU manufacturers for like several years. Like AMD makes some great cards, but driver hell. You're always in driver hell with AMD for everything. Like amazing CPUs, amazing products, driver hell. It's like, why can't their drivers this work? Stop sending me hot fixes every 5 minutes. I just want the damn thing to work, please, for the love of Jesus.
It's okay. It's okay. At least you have drivers that make it work, At least it works.
But with the 40 series drops, right? And you get to see its price performance. And that's the sticking point to me, is the price of these GPUs and the time that they came out, right? So to me, when I first saw those prices of the GPU, I was like, you have to be kidding me. It's like they took the prices that the scalpers were selling the 30 series for, the 3000 series for, and decided like, that's apparently market price. This is what people will pay for a GPU. And these GPUs are ridiculously in size. Like, I'm kind of glad I've kept all of my full-size cases, full-size ATX boards, because this thing's basically a 4-slot card. With air, if you want some air, it's basically 4 slots. Which is ridiculous if you have anything else in your rig. Now, granted, most people don't, because they just use this regular onboard, blah, blah, blah. There's no add-ons, anything like that. Because it's just either just straight gaming rigs, or they just don't add anything on there. But if you do, you ain't got no room. You have to go to like an extended case, and it's like what's the Quadros edition? They're going to be as thick. How are these things go? And like how many U's is this thing going to fit inside of a server rack? So those are mine actually, and then like only you like the price tag. So you saw the GPUs get announced. What was your first impression?
I thought the GPUs get announced. It was like great. Honestly, when I saw it, I didn't really know that they got announced until I saw all the memes about how you could just basically buy a 2000 series and it will run the same. And that since the scalpers are realizing that the crypto bubble has deflated, if not shattered into a million pieces, it's going to be way easier to get cheaper versions of these things they just announced that will run just as well.
Yeah. So like the used market of GPUs, a lot of people like keep talking about like, oh, the used market's going to flood this, and I keep saying to myself, no, it's not. That's not going to do anything to the price. Stupid. No, stop that. Most people, majority of people, especially Americans, for some reason hate used equipment. Okay, the majority of people don't want to buy used, and especially when and I can understand it. They usually don't come with a warranty. Someone has done. You don't know what someone has done to this thing. I buy used stuff all the time. I still buy used equipment. I like having things that just work and function for me for a minimum price. Most people don't do this. They just say, screw it. I want new product. I'm going to buy new product, and they buy new product. So I think people are going to show the prices out for these GPUs, or not upgrade, or just stay on their own on the old GPUs.
Yeah, it's either going to cause people to do full rebuilds and get something brand new and just scrap everything and go completely brand new, or because that's just how our culture is, because everybody likes the new shiny new thing, no matter what it is, no matter how many bugs, no matter how stupid it is, no matter how expensive it is, because it's new, it's a sign of wealth, even though you're probably going beyond your means to get something that it doesn't really matter, which I could buy a card that runs the same, if not a little less, for $1,000 less, it'd still be fine.
Yeah. and then some like the ridiculous builds. I don't know if you've seen like when NVIDIA launched like that Premier card, and then you had the other makers like this is the card, like we got the NVIDIA supplier card, these are the cards we're making, and honestly you start looking at it and you go like, oh, MSI was right to drop out. That's not MSI. EVGA was like, was like, yeah, you're getting the heck out. I'm not dealing with this thing. You can look at this like, these things are going to have cooling failures. Look how thick this thing is. This thing's, and like the idea of having, basically, just like Reinhold, needing something to prop and hold it up, in your case, it's. I don't know if I want something that large in my case, then I have to put like some stupid rod in it to hold it up. Hey, Ryan, we're talking GPUs.
Hey, sorry I'm late. I completely forgot what day it was. How's that going? That's the way my day's been today.
That's fair.
It's fine.
I saw the alert come up and I'm like, oh, wait. Oh, damn. So I had to jump on.
It's Monday. I know. Even Dear Leader is still like, you guys are still doing every Monday. I had to remind him that because he was pushing the shows to the feed, and he was just like, you guys keep doing it every Monday. It's like every Monday.
Right.
Here we are.
Yeah. And after the weird story I heard today,
Yeah. But we are on a live feed. Podcast getting pushed out to everyone. So
No. I'm just saying, there's weird stories all abound. I was helping my brother. We're trying to get my old car working for him. So the one that the tire fell off on, so we had to replace a bunch of stuff. We've been out there all day working on it and just finished up. So about an hour ago.
Good. That's good. And then you had to pay extra money so the company will allow you to use that car on the road again, right? Pay $1,000 to get rear-wheel drive. you want limited slip diff? Please take $50. Swipe. Oh my god, they're probably going to do that. It's going to be like a performance pack, season pass.
Yeah,
50 extra horsepower you have to pay for season pass.
Well, they're already starting to do that on some things, aren't they? Like the BMWs, aren't they doing that?
Well, Tesla does it too. The rear heated seats you have to pay extra for, even though it's in the car for you. Can you imagine that? Well, like, all right, so like things like this, like even the Dodge Neon, like I love Dodge Neons, right? It was wired for everything, but the endpoints weren't there, right? But nothing stopped me from going to the junkyard, grabbing the floodlights out of another Neon, shoving it in the hole, hitting the wire, and then making a switch for it. It turns on and works, which technically do that. But because like every Neon, every Dodge of that era was wired full bore for everything. It's just most people didn't know it was underneath the water. Like, so like it's just more suspicious where it's locked through software now. So it's like there's no connections. The wires are there. So it's just weird. Oh, excuse me.
Don't worry, the Tesla will eventually not let you put ad block on it either.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I can't. That's coming.
As soon as that stuff happens, it's all going to be re-engineered, and there's already precedent. There's already precedent in legal terms that if you buy something, you own it, you can bypass all of that stuff if you choose to legally.
Right. I got a great idea. Let's get a charging station, right? And we put ads all over, like a big screen, so when they get there, the 75-inch screen goes right in front of their windscreen and just shows them ads.
And you can pay us to make the ads go away.
Do you have to lock the car so they don't get out and leave? They have to stay in the car the whole time it's charging?
Oh, no. Even when they get out, there are ads everywhere. It's a charging station park.
There's ads everywhere.
We have rules. You can't leave within like 10 feet of your car for safety reasons, of course. And there's just ads everywhere. We'll have a premium room with no ads. But
well, yeah, you pay us $5 and we just replace the ads with Black Mirror episodes.
Oh my god.
Because we're building that dystopia as is. So.
Oh man. So yeah. Esco class. I owe a public apology to Ike Hancock in the Wall Discord. My humor was too advanced. Yeah. Well, you're too advanced for everything. But no, yeah, it's we talked EVs last week, right? God, I kind of want to do that so bad.
GPUs now. I've heard a lot of stuff about GPUs this last week. I had in my cart on Amazon, I had a 6950 AMD ready to go. And I talked myself out of it.
But do you need it though?
I would like to have a little bit more. So I've got a 2070 right now, 2070 Super.
And you're fine.
And it's okay, but I got 3 screens I'm pushing. I'm trying to push 2K stuff. I'm trying to I got a virtual machine running all the time in the background for work. I just a little bit more got every once in a while. And I've got like 14, 20 YouTube tabs open right now.
So you really just need like a separate Linux machine and run some Docker containers and just move on and just get moved. Honestly, you can just offload this to something else and buy something incredibly cheaper. All right.
So what you're saying, Reinhold, is that on your phone you have 27 tabs open and running your battery to nothing because you already have 20 YouTube tabs open on your computer.
No, I don't have YouTube on my phone. I never run YouTube on my phone. Scary.
I'm still waiting for Reinhold to
pull out
the rotary, the rotary phone, and just sit there.
I have one. we had. So when I grew up, we have a one. I think my mom may still have it, but it's the one that used to have the base and then the little thing that came up for the earpiece, and you would set it down on the base. It would hang up and die, and you could dial on the bottom of it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that one.
So I forget this lady's name. I would love to to rep out her store, she actually has it got one viral. She actually took the plans, 3D printed, and made a rotary cell phone. That's a physical ringer in it that actually like rang a bell. It's an amazing piece of tech, and I kind of want one. Like the whole kit costs about like $400 to build and put together, and you can get a rotary cell phone and walk around with it. Which I want one. I just don't know like if I can use it, or will most people like won't pick up if I call them. Like, we called them before.
The other thing is, Harry, is that you'll be labeled as that one hipster.
Yeah, that's true.
For the rest of your
pull
life.
It out and go.
Yes, tell me how much you liked that band before they became popular.
Yeah, and yeah, that's true. Because if I had it, I'd have to whip it out all the time and just dial some like quick call.
Hey, I need to text somebody. Shing, shing, shing,
Yeah.
shing, 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 shing.
Oh god!
I remember when I was growing up, the phones were still owned by Ma Bell, as it were. You couldn't buy just non-Ma Bell phones. And then the whole breakup happened. And I remember the whole breakup happening with Reagan, and they used to. It was funny because I saw a Bloom County one where it showed the AT&T symbol as the Death Star, and they were going after it.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people do. Like, if you try to tell them like all the great monopoly of the phone companies, that people don't, they've never heard of that, and to finding out like long distance technology really hasn't changed yet. No one hears about having to pay for long distance.
There was a great episode of WKRP in Cincinnati where Johnny was afraid that he was getting arrested by the phone police because he had destroyed a phone. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "You don't understand. These people meet everywhere."
Yeah, that's what like I do feel eventually the antitrust monopoly of big tech will eventually come through. I have hope. It took a while.
So they got Microsoft because they had a lot of internal documentation about how they were purposely making things not work in Windows for other. No, it was all documented
in Minecraft.
But otherwise, really, there's so much competition. I mean, look what happened to Microsoft. Linux has come along, Apple's come along, so they really have competition.
Right.
I still think they have a somewhat monopoly because it's still the most used and it's still all the drivers work and everything. But
that's
still,
that's Apple. That's all Apple now.
Oh yeah.
Apple
wants the walled garden. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And hopefully Windows keeps leaning more into Linux, which is a good thing.
Everything they're doing. So I found out that the new Active Directory in Azure.
All right, he's doing Windows 11 stuff. Tell me when he's done.
Is Linux based? No, this is Azure, not Windows 11.
Oh, okay.
So the Active Directory in Azure was based off at Windows Active Directory, but I think nowadays it's all running on Linux because it's easier to spin up and bring up, minimized images,
and it connects with everything. Yeah, federates with everything. It's so much easier. It's like all these years you just try to learn this thing and you realize like we're just gonna and it's
Well, and the thing is, Microsoft wants to be. I mean, they're an OS company right now, but they really started out being a app company. They want to make apps. They wanted to make Visual Basic, Visual C. I mean, it was they were doing programming and they were doing spreadsheets, and that was their big thing. And they happened to make the deal to get into the IBM PC market, and that changed everything. But I still think at the core, they still want to be a, .NET is everywhere,
Microsoft
right?
wants to be a lot of everything. There's a reason they bought Activision Blizzard, and it was like, oh, yeah, we're just gonna have that now. Yeah, it's fine. We just want to be everything.
Oh, they got into making hardware and they realized they didn't want to do that. Yeah, right. That was unfortunate because really the phones that they had, I thought were better than the Apple phones.
Yes.
But it just they didn't have this. They messed up by trying to re-engineer the phone. They had like number one in the phone market on phones before the iPhone. They had gotten into the number one space because they had all their apps that they would work. CE was working on Windows CE, so you could port easily, get all your apps on there. And then when it came out with the Windows phones, they started saying, okay, let's just rewrite the whole OS from scratch. It didn't have a lot of functionality. You couldn't do backward compatibility, and it killed them.
Yep. Yeah.
The interface was great. A lot of the features in the interface got taken and stolen by the other manufacturers, right?
Yes.
So I had Windows Phone until it was just I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't get apps that I needed on it.
If they would have just leaned into that and also leaned into the business market, so it's like easy to play the machines and to send that phone out. Windows machine Active Directory works on the phone lines too. Easily look up at your voice solution and just send phones out. Right? It would have been perfect. Like
they had killed RIM. Yeah, they had taken over RIM's job inside of. The corporate in space, and we're running it, and then the iPhone came out and they got jealous, and they took their eye off of it.
Harry, is it bad that when he said that all I thought was who's RIM?
Well, I thought immediately RIM job, but that's just
okay. Different RIM. Bad Rhino. Anyway, let's get back to GPUs. Anyway, so I don't know about you, Rhino. Like I've been building PCs for a long time. I don't want to put in basically a 4-piece graphics card into my machine that it's so big and thick
with a bracket that holds it,
right? With a stupid bracket. It's so big now. We can put a screen on the side of it. What the fuck you want to put a screen on the side of my goddamn thing?
Have you heard about the power supply cables?
Oh, okay. So I've heard about that. Is that true?
So the power supply cables, it comes with 4 data pins that tell from the power supply. It tells the card how much power is available and all other stuff like that. If you don't get the right adapter into there and you're doing it off of version 2 instead of version 3, you don't get those. So you lose that functionality. Plus, there are people who are making the cables are reinforcing them with like triple ribbed protectors when it comes out of the PSU unit because they're bending and they're so delicate that they're breaking.
Oh no!
So they're trying to reinforce them so they don't bend as much at the base. So
all that copper, all this is just like, why would you make a connector like this?
So
and
everybody's going,
and it's pumping so much power. Yeah, let's go back to Molex at this point.
Yeah. Oh, they talk. No, I was watching a guy doing a YouTube, and they're like, "Remember Molex? We may be going back to that, something like that, right now, because this is the first time we've had to do something like that for 25 years,
right? Might as well go back. We've got to go back, Marty. Go back. Yeah, I don't want this. Like, I kept being sold on cars getting smaller and thinner, and like being told like your gigantic full-size ATX cases are a thing to a past. No one's gonna want these gigantic cases anymore. And now these gigantic GPUs coming out. It's like, haha, MFers, welcome back to full case ATX. Your tiny ITX builds are gone. They're gone. This generation just said no. And that's if we want to go to it. All right. So I think the biggest cat out of the bag with the damn thing is, right? So Intel and AMD getting ready to drop their new CPUs, and we're going to DDR5, right? So sorry, Escalade Pause, you missed DDR4 completely. It was amazing. It was awesome. Sorry that you missed SSDs and DDR4. Sorry,
I also only have a DDR3 machine.
What?
That you built this? This is a DDR3 machine.
You got DDR3 still? Oh,
yeah, damn. I do. This is the exact same computer except for a different GPU from when you built it.
Man, DDR4 is amazing. You guys should try it.
The only thing that's different is the SSD I have with it now.
Other SSD. So fast and pretty. Okay, and so
and it still plays the games I need to play, and it actually runs Gundam pretty well. So I mean, that's
good. Yeah. So Esco Jump was like, I never stopped wanting full size cases. Me either. I love my full size cases. But it's gonna be back to the 1990s full size gigantic cases and throwing my back out it's only because like the GPU. Okay. Which what sucks though? What really sucks? If you're one of those people that has the external enclosure, those are only 2 slots. That ain't gonna fit now. So you've got your the external GPU holder, which is an amazing design. I thought it was an amazing thing. I love the idea of an external GPU attached, especially because USB-C is going so quick that I can extend the life, or I can get a gaming laptop and just have my GPU sitting off to the side. It's this makes this things possible. I've thought about doing that type of system and just getting the external enclosure and then get rid of my desktop and just keep moving laptops off my desk because my GPU's right there. That's the main reason I have a full-size desktop, because I need the GPU power. But not if I have to get a 4-slot PCI case.
Yeah, a lot of people who just need basic computer stuff, like my mom or somebody buying a computer for that doesn't do gaming.
Yeah, you
can buy those little 4-inch by 4-inch bricks. That's all you need, just that little brick, and you plug into it, and you're good to go. You plug it in. You actually plug it in on the back of the monitor. It screws on the back of the monitor, and that's your computer. So it's an all-in-one at that point.
Yeah, can't you just use USB-C? Okay, download some RAM. Okay, all right, hook up the monitor. You're good to go. Right.
Couple Raspberry Pis, you're all set, right?
Couple of Raspberry Pis, some Docker Compose, you're good to go. Okay.
So now we're having to build these machines mainly for gaming purposes. And at what point do you say, I can spend $500 on this PS5 and do my gaming?
That's the other thing with these new CPU architecture coming out, and RAM, and these GPUs. So we have jumped a whole generation now of what the consoles are out. Who's coding games for our GPUs? We've already gone through several generations. I at least have gone through several generations where my graphics on my PC are so far beyond the consoles, and we're lagged behind because the consoles can't push that far.
The only thing I can think of, the reason that they would want to make this jump, is if they're going to make more and more hard focus on VR. Because VR is mainly just a PC thing. But the issue is that it's not mainly just a PC thing. But having it on PC is something that's a lot easier to access, because the PlayStation VR isn't as elaborate or as useful as the ones as the Vive and stuff.
Sony VR, right? Which they're getting ready to put out the Sony, the PlayStation VR. They're going to do a second generation of it. But the most VR headset is the Oculus, the Quest. The Quest has the Quest 2, right? And they're getting ready to come out with the new Quest and the Quest Pro, right? Which can do PC VR, but some don't. And they have their own different gives and flows. But there's not enough. I don't see that there's enough VR headsets out there right now to sell enough GPUs, because there's not enough VR headsets. The Steam stats tells us that there's not enough VR headsets hooked up. And since me personally, I've been trigger shy on buying one because there's so many new headsets coming out, and I can't tell when's the end life on any of these. I'm willing to dump good cash, but I'm not dumping $1,000 on a headset. They're going to dump out a new one next year.
Do you think that they just thought too short term, that they made these bigger, badder GPUs because they didn't think the crypto market was going to crash like it did?
Oh yeah. I really feel like this 4000 series was meant for crypto miners. This was not meant for this was not meant for the gaming PC world. They knew exactly who they wanted to sell to. This whole design, you can look at it. It is designed for someone who's going to put this thing in a USB-C, set it and drill it to a wall and not care. That's what this thing is set up for. I think it can game, it can kick ass, but I really feel like they really thought crypto was going to keep going up, and they were going to sell these and make more in the crypto market.
Because that's what happened with their ones that they didn't market to the cryptocurrency people, is that they took the ones for the gamers and then burned them out.
Personally, that's why I think it's that weird 4080 series that they have, which is the 8 and 12 gigs, where they're not the same. It's that's probably for crypto mining. That there is probably something in that thing that makes that thing better at crypto mining. We don't know yet, and it's all speculation. We don't know, allegedly, but it's probably that for that. Ethical Job Plus says, yeah, that's the thing that makes most sense. The lead time on design alone tells me that this was a crypto box. Yes, yeah. I don't feel like this was, this was hardcore for gaming. It's, especially because they've got all these fake designs, fake 4K upscaling, and Yeah, they're trying to sell us on to buying this new silicon hardware, and I'm not going to buy it. And I'm telling you, I tell every gamer, like, don't buy it. And it's like, what about the 30 series used? Like, you can buy it used, but if your system runs, dude, just deal with medium and high settings. I make them burn. I take a whole generation, just let them eat it. That's where I'm going. Like, I want them to drown in their own silicone. Just drown.
Oh. At least AMD's doing decent cards, and they're not doing this sort of stuff, right? So this is all NVIDIA we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's true. That's true.
So, I mean, I'm looking at the new AMD 7000 CPUs too, and they're looking like fire. Like, think about that one. It's cheaper than the Intel AMD or Intel CPU.
Yeah, AMD baby. Which like AMD SXFS, AMD baby.
And look, like I said, I was looking at that 6950, and it was under $1,000. So I figure it was a pretty good deal, under $1,000 for that 6950. I was really close to getting it.
Yeah, and like some crazy stuff set up for gaming and gamers.
He has a point.
Zeshko Job Plus says doesn't do a lot outside that. See, I would respect that opinion if it didn't come from spinning magnetic disc. Okay. Right. Get you some flash memory and we can talk. Okay. All right. Anyways, whatever that guy was, but no, yeah, I'm all for, because like when I look at it, like one of the games I most like. Now, granted, I'm a different gamer than most. I am not a get out to Jones gamer. When people are like, "Oh, this new game just came out," I'm like, "Cool, I'll wait for it to go." I'm not paying $70 for a game. I'm sorry. I don't. I'm old and don't have time to put hours and hours into that game. Do I expect it? And I respect the hustle that they made this game for. Sure do. Am I going to pay all that money for the game? Hell no.
I think the last game I bought that was like on release was Kingdom Hearts 3, because it came out like the day of my birthday, and I gave it to myself for a birthday gift. Because I already played through all the rest of the games up to that point.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the last game I bought full price.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, like with games coming out on launch, buggy and crap. And it took you several years and several patches for it to get working. Cyberpunk. Fallout 76. No Man's Sky.
Cyberpunk. Oh, you mean that anime that came out that everybody really liked, that made people interested in Cyberpunk again?
I want you to know, like, I don't know if I'll pick up the game yet, but I did watch the anime. I have no interest in playing the game.
Yeah.
I'm watching with my wife. We are on episode 2. I'm on episode 3. She's really bad at watching shows. I don't like watching shows with her. She'll watch one episode and go, "Woo, that was awesome. Pick this up next week," and I just like,
pain.
It's the.
So I get yelled at by my wife for watching shows that we're trying to watch together. I watch them the minute they're released, because I tell her I can't wait, because when I go to YouTube and I see 15 reactors reacting to it, I want to watch them. I'm not going to wait. I want to watch it, then I want to watch those reactors, and then I'll hang out with you and watch it with you,
right?
And get your reaction to it.
Or that. I'll watch it again. I don't care. It's like, I can rewatch this thing. It's like, trust me. You know how many times I've rewatched Firefly? I can go watch the entire series again tonight. Right Home's like, yeah, I'm down to rewatch Firefly right now.
My wife watches it like every 3 months. She'll like, "Oh, it's time to watch Firefly again," and she'll watch through the whole Firefly. Then she'll go to watch all the Supernatural. Then she'll go back and watch all the Lucifer. And then she cycles around and goes, "Oh, it's time for Firefly again." So,
how fast does she get through Supernatural?
She basically just turns it on and leaves it on, and she sleeps through. And when she falls asleep,
okay,
she just lets it go because she's seen them. So she just, whatever.
That's fine. I was just like, what did she sleep? There's like 14 seasons.
15.
It's so long, and I enjoyed the ride. I'll watch it. Yeah. But I have not gone back and rewatched the whole series again. I've gone back and watched favorites, but not the whole series.
There's some reactors I like that are reacting to it now, but they're like midway through the series, and I'm just like, oh, all right. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna wait till those key moments and watch your reaction to this. I can't watch every single one again. I just can't do it. So I watch it like French Mistake, Fan Fiction, and Don't Call Me Shirley. Those are the three big ones. I want to make sure I catch all three of those.
I like that. I like those. What was the episode where it happens all like centers around the car? What happens to the car?
That was it was Swan Song. That was the season finale of season 5, I thought, and that was technically the end of the show. Because they had decided they were going to do a 5-season thing, and that was the culmination of the story they had envisioned starting the series. And then they went, okay, now we're going to do for season 6 because they still want the show on the air. So then they had to kind of go back and do things, right? Yeah, kind of revert back some of the things they did and start going again. So,
oh yeah. But let's see. Oh man, it's.
I don't know. I can't think of any series I would just go back and just immediately be like instantly down to watch again. Maybe Konosuba because it's so insane and I love it. But that's about the last series I can think of. I'll be like, yeah, let's binge watch everything right now. Maybe Harley Quinn.
I saw a series that I need to finish that I haven't, that I love dearly. Like I haven't seen the last season of The Good Place, which is one of my favorite shows ever, but I have not watched it. Part of the reason I haven't watched the final season is because I don't want it to be over in my head.
Right. You
know what I mean?
Can I tell you something? I got to tell you this. Same. Exact same spot. Because I know, like, if I start this ends. If there's an ending, I see the end. It's going to hurt.
And there's an ending because I've seen people kind of with thumbnails and watching the ending, and I can't watch it because I know that it is an ending, and it's not going to be able to bring it back from there. So, and then I still technically have not seen. I don't want to admit this to anybody, but I'm going to admit it here. Just keep it between you, us, right here, right? I haven't seen the last season of Supernatural yet. Again, I don't want it to end, and I haven't watched it yet.
Right.
I know.
Hold you through it.
I've already had a lot spoiled for me. I'm not worried about that. So I just don't want to end it. You know what I mean?
Okay. Spoiler alert. Okay. Crowley comes back, right?
We know that didn't happen, by the way. I know. I know the behind the scenes. Yeah. It's not,
Yeah, that's why I was fine to say that. I figured you do.
Yeah, but I am listening to the Rewatch podcast. Have you heard about that one?
Yes. Yeah, you brought it up. Yeah.
So good, so funny.
I've been trying to trick my daughter into watching One Piece, and I think I found the way to do it. Chopper. I was watching the movie, and she just going like, she's sitting there dancing with Chopper. I'm like,
God damn.
Chopper? Like, yeah, Chopper's cute.
Yeah, he's definitely a mascot character. It makes sense.
Chopper. She's like, I like Chopper. He's cute. I was like, all right.
What's the name of the pet in Cardcaptor Sakura?
Shoot, what the heck is that? Kiro.
Yeah,
Kiro Barrows.
Yeah, he probably has the same kind of thought of Kiro as he does Chomper.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so she's she's done first 2 episodes of One Piece. It's gonna be a very slow roll, but yeah, One Piece.
Oh, God.
One Piece for kids. Let's do an episode for that.
God.
No, not for kids. She's not. I'm not watching the 4 kids version. Just seeing the full on One Piece with smoking, drinking, and knives and swords. Okay, all right.
Freaking One Piece.
There's another series. Another series I was thinking about that I haven't seen the end of yet. I can't remember what it is now. As soon as I see it, I'll remember of it. I never saw the end of Elementary either.
She doesn't like Robin. Oh, Oh, I haven't watched End of Elementary.
Why isn't she like Robin?
I love that show.
Let's go back to her. Why didn't she like Robin? That makes no sense. What did she do to her?
I don't know. She just likes Chopper and Luffy.
I mean, yeah.
And Nami. And she likes those three characters, which is okay because in the first part, you get Luffy and you eventually will pick up Nami, but we got a whole bunch
way to go before you get jumped. Let's let me know when she gets past the whale. If she doesn't cry. She's gonna cry and be like, I don't want to watch this anymore. And you're just gonna be screwed.
I'll just fast forward. Like, look, they meet his friend eventually.
All I can see in my head is she's not gonna be sad about the boat, and you're gonna be upset.
Yeah. Banisher. Okay, Banisher. Job does. Yeah, sorry. I have not. I think I've only seen a few like single episodes of Elementary. Not really sat down and actually got anything of the overarching plot. So sorry, right home.
Yeah. No, I just like the take on what he was doing. So it took me a few episodes to realize where I'd seen the guy from, because it was just like the guy playing, Sherlock Holmes. I was like, I know this guy from somewhere. Come to find out, he was the guy in Hackers, and the Jolie early 1990s. Yeah. He was the main guy in that movie. That's the guy playing Sherlock Holmes in Elementary.
What?
It's a Google.
He's Zero Cool. Zero Cool.
I liked his take on it. It was very good. I thought it was very funny and quirky, and
oh my god,
I know
Zero Cool.
See, I've hit that point where I don't watch anything until it's done, so I can't like not finish it because the moment it's done, I'm like, all right, cool. Now I have the reason to watch all this all the way through and not have to worry about getting distracted or forgetting what happens because life happens.
I'm looking at things. Let's keep talking amongst yourselves.
I'm looking at things.
You just can't believe it's the same guy.
That's the biggest thing for me is that especially when it's coming to the stuff that I do watch now is mostly anime and like the Harley Quinn show once it's done. Because the Harley Quinn show is hilarious and amazing, and my problem is that it's great.
My problem is my favorite shows. Oh yeah. My favorite shows were one season long back, 20 years ago. Those are my favorites that I just love, and I'll watch them over. There's a show called the what was it called? It wasn't The Good Guys. It was something like that. It was like but it was basically Bradley Whitford from West Wing.
Mm-hmm.
He was playing this old cop who was out of his prime, and he still lived in the 70s. He drove a Trans Am, and then he gets partnered with Colin Hanks, Tom Hanks' son, who's trying to be the by the book kind of guy. Blah blah blah, and it's just a whole hilarious romp through a whole season. Gary Cole shows up as the former partner, and he's crazy and funny. And but what I loved about it was they would do they would do a scene and something would happen, and then they'd rewind to go back and show you how that happened, because it was a surprise, and they would rewind it like they would you would see scenes as they're rewinding it in the past, and then they would start forward again and show you the timeline. It was very well done visually. I liked it a lot, but it was on Fox and didn't last more than a season.
Damn Fox.
I mean, yeah, it was on Fox.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was the problem.
Damn Fox. All right, so right home, out of this entire group, you're probably the only one that's probably going to end up, regretting buying the 4000 series.
I will probably not buy a 4000 series NVIDIA. If I go video card going forward, it's probably going to be AMD.
Yes, Team Red.
I think I'm done with NVIDIA.
Team Red. That's good. Good to hear. Good to hear. I left NVIDIA a while back. I've been disappointed. I understand it was pretty good stuff, but I liked Crossfire. I enjoyed the multiple GPU thing. I enjoyed getting like low end, like what you considered low end GPUs, slapping two of them together and having like awesome, amazing power and to be able to do things and allowing me to overclock and just pump something to this thing. And it just the video is just feel like they just cut you off from that. They don't want you to do this, unless you pay for it, or I hated it. Always. I think my first distaste of the video was the 1900 GT. When I smoked one and trying to go through the warranty process for them, they were pretty much annoying. Pretty much, yeah. So, all right. So, well, we know Vince is not going to get the 4000 series.
No. My DDR3 machine's running just fine. Thank you very much.
You said you got to
at least have DDR4.
Yeah. That's where we need you to pump that.
I mean, it's just running perfectly fine for me.
You're just sitting there like, gonna upgrade a DDR5. She's doing that old motherboard.
I just have very high demand power needs.
Just get a server.
See, I don't.
I basically have a server. It's my gaming PC and my server PC and my VM machines and all of that stuff because it's powerful enough to do it all.
Just get a server.
I have Plex server running on this PC that I go to my other TVs and watch. It's all here. I got it all.
Why don't you just get a server, sir? Just get a rack. Put a server in it.
You can have it all in one box. Why not just do that? I got three screens. I got one big massive box that I can serve and I can also play games on at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm set.
Yeah. I'm going to have to agree with Escalaja Plus. What I'm hearing is that Reinhold is a single point of failure. He does.
Except for the laptop over there and the 2 tablets I have sitting around.
Yeah, like I just don't need that much power.
I have 2 Surface machines still sitting around here too. Microsoft Surface.
I don't buy those anymore. Which, man, Microsoft. Damn you, Microsoft. Damn you, Apple.
I make my money. I can't say anything. That's why I make my money off that stuff.
Also, like, damn Apple. I everyone keeps saying like, oh, Apple. So this is like they do this stuff, but it's like, but for the enterprise workspace, kind of drop the ball a lot. They make they make it difficult, and then its users make it difficult for us. It's like you won't let us lock down machines that need to be locked down, and you make it difficult for us to do it. It's annoying. Or I've got to get a different packaging manager for you. You've made this annoying
on purpose.
Yeah, on purpose. You purposely have made this annoying. You made this a slog to go through. But But the other thing I'm worried about with I don't want to put all my GPU hope in AMD because I've been let down before. And now, granted, AMD has been killing Intel, and it pains me to buy AMD CPUs.
Because I remember you saying that you were blue no matter who.
Blue no matter who. I'm blue no matter who when it comes to CPUs. Except this time around, this Ryzen. I
remember you being very sad when you bought it.
This is Intel. Come over here. Yeah. All this whole rack's Intel or ARM, right? Everything in here is Intel. So it hurts.
Where are the Raspberry Pis at?
Oh,
where are the Raspberry Pis?
In the basement. Why? Oh, I thought about buying the rack because I don't have the rack mount for it. I thought about getting one so I can actually rack mount my Raspberry Pis, but the idea of like spending all that money to rack mount it, I don't know if I I don't know if I need to.
Kind of defeats the purpose of getting the Raspberry Pi if you spend.
Don't get me wrong. The rack mount cases of the Raspberry Pis look really, really cool. I love it. It's just like, and a lot of the times, which, because a lot of times I can do. So, like, I don't really use the Raspberry Pi because I've got this server now, which is a lot more powerful and can do everything the Raspberry Pis can do plus some. But, you know, this thing does chug electricity versus, like, if I decide to go to the Raspberry Pi, I can turn this thing off and I'm not needing all that power over there. But
is it really chugging that much electricity when it chugged less electricity than your air fryer, though?
Yeah, it does chug. The difference is the air fryer is not on all the time. Okay, I'm not sitting there on Twitch streaming my 4-burner gas stove on high, heating my house with it. You know, trolling.
Yet.
Okay, did you guys see that though on Twitch? Did you guys see that? All right, so so this guy in Russia, right, was trolling Europe because like of how prices of gas in Russia is versus it was in Europe. So he was just heating his house with his burners on full blast on his gas stove on full blast and just streamed it to Twitch.
That's amazing. What an amazing troll.
Just sitting there like watch me heat my house.
And then he got his draft notice.
No. Yeah, because he paid like what it was like equivalent basically of €2 a month to do that. He paid €2. Just like here you go. Yeah, so
I see you, Scoucha.
Yeah, so Twitch banned that account.
I wonder why. Don't worry. They didn't have sex on it, so they got full ban instead of just a 14-day ban.
Oh, we're talking about that. We're talking about that. That's, you know, clearly someone was wronged. Anyways, yeah, there are backup channels, which now you can watch it in, which like someone who's animated, you know, the streaming thing, which, like I said, I find it hilarious. Online trolling like that. It's just, which I feel bad. All in all, I do feel bad for the people of Europe who are having to, or who are going to end up suffering through this winter because of their government ridiculous policy of shutting down nuclear power plants for green energy, which makes no sense whatsoever.
Let's replace green energy with less efficient green energy.
Right. It's not even green. It's not even green. Let's stop kidding that solar power and and wind is good for the environment. I'm done. It's not. It's trash. You know it's trash. I know it's trash. You know that those solar panels, once they're done, you know, and you have to start rebuilding them, it becomes junk. You know that. I know this. If you like solar power, just do spicy solar. It's called nuclear power, and your stupid wind turbines kill more birds every freaking day. And they make our landscape ugly with your stupid windmills. Just give us the damn nuclear power, okay? All right. And then I want nuclear power everything, okay? I want the atom future that was promised to me.
I know Harry was gonna go all Don Quixote on windmills all of a sudden.
I just want my nuclear power car, okay? Right?
That sounds disastrous.
It does it to me. Okay, sounds amazing. Okay, hot but amazing.
There's only one problem with that.
All right,
and trust me, I am as nuclear power as anybody. But man, you get into an automobile accident, and it may not be the prettiest thing in the world.
It's be fine. We'll have places.
There's a reason they built a nuclear powered airplane, right?
Yes, I do. You can actually drive and
flown.
You can drive and see the motors. It's up. Was it Idaho, right?
It's never flown. I don't want to say where it's at because I don't know how much of that's. But never flew because people realized after it was built. Wait a minute, what happens if this plane crashes over a populated area?
Nothing.
What if something bad happens? At all.
We'll just have cooling pools everywhere.
What if a bird hit
if you're
the right velocity?
If you're on an aircraft carrier or sub and it gets blown up, you're fine because it's in the water and it dissipates all the. You're good there.
We just need cooling pools along the road. Mm-hmm. So you get an accident, we'll eject the roads.
Make all the roads be canals, and we'll run boats everywhere instead of driving cars. We'll drive boats.
Right, I'm doing the water world. Right, don't you take my nuclear power car?
Well, here's the thing: with all of the polar ice caps melting, we got this rise in water everywhere. We could use that. We could divert some of that and keep the levels down by having all the roads be dug in canals.
See,
that's how you get around the global warming.
I got by just like moving to the Midwest. I was like, oh no, the seas are going to rise up. All right, how far inland? Here, I'm good.
Cool, I get a coastline in about
what? This is just going to get Florida's temperature.
My elevation is X, then you're not going to get there. So let's just keep going.
Sounds like a you problem, Florida.
Would anybody be upset if Florida kind of just sank a little bit into the ocean right now?
I think I would. I lived there for a year. It's
nobody would be upset, but if it was California, people would be happier.
I would be upset because Florida man refugees. Okay,
right? Yeah,
they wouldn't be contained. Okay, they'll just be everywhere.
No, it happens all at once, so they're all gone. They're all wiped off the world. They're all centralized now in one place, right? This is the best time. Get them all while they're all centralized there, and then everything's so much better.
Speaking of that, I don't like to gamble, so there's a hurricane going towards just a Category 1, going towards Florida. Make sure you have a full tank because if it hits Cuba. What is it? Wednesday? So hopefully,
sometime, yeah.
Hopefully, it doesn't pick up any strength and it gets weaker and turns to a tropical depression. But if it on the off something happens and it becomes stronger. Ooh, if it hits any of the refinement plants down there,
it's already $4 on the way home.
You should have seen what I did to refinery plants back in Katrina. The year Katrina hit. Mm-hmm. There was another one that came in right after that hit Lake Charles. I can't remember what the name of that one was, but that was the one I had to go down and try and help companies restore from because they lost their data center, got flooded out and destroyed. So we're down there trying to salvage servers, and it was just destroyed. I mean, everything you drive down the road and everything is flattened and there's busted up. Cemeteries are all busted up, and they're out there. Of course, the cops are out there just hitting everybody for speeding tickets because that's all they have better to do at the time. I got 2 speeding tickets that week. I was down there. Because I couldn't stay at a hotel right there because they were all taken up by construction workers. Mm-hmm. So I had to go an hour and a half drive from where I was working at. And of course there's some small towns through there. So they were sitting and waiting for people. And it's like, you guys just had a hurricane. You should have something you could be doing right now that was actually productive to helping you guys out. Not
we are. We're
getting $50 for me.
We're funding our police department a nickel at a time.
Got to get that margarita machine. It's more than a nickel. They also get grants for speeding tickets. So don't let them fool you. Don't let these police agencies fool you that we don't make that much off of tickets directly. You get the federal grants and everything else from crime and everything else. There's a lot of things you get kickbacks on. Don't kid us. We understand the perverse agendas that you have. Stop it. It's cute. You just make yourself look silly.
So we were talking about Ian, right? Hurricane Ian.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. Like Ian.
I was like Ian.
Yeah, they did Ian now. Yeah. It's a Category 2 hurricane right at the moment. It's hitting.
No, it's Category 1.
I'm reading. It says now a Category 2 hurricane, including warnings include Tampa Bay.
Oh no,
strengthened to a Category 2.
The castle. Oh no, I got friends there. Ooh, maybe she needs Vincent. If my friend in Florida, if she needs a place to stay,
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it off camera.
All right.
So it looks like what's going to happen is it's going to hit Cuba as a category 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to slow it down a little bit, probably knock it back down to a 1, and then it's going to hit that Gulf Coast weather, that warm water in there, and it's just going to pick up the power.
Yep. Get the jerry cans.
And I remember we were watching Katrina, and they were saying, "Oh, it's going to hit here. It's going to hit on Florida," and I'm like, "No, that thing's going straight for New Orleans. I'm telling you, I can see the way it's going. You all keep trying to say it's going to shift this way. It's going straight for New Orleans. You watch it, and it did. It hit right on top of it. And luckily, I got down to see New Orleans before it happened.
That's good. Good. It's okay. It's probably never gonna. Actually, especially after COVID, it's probably gonna be a while for it to ever.
I was there 2018 for the convention, and it was pretty nice down there at time. It was kicking along. There was some issues with some places, but it was still a tourist location, and people were going there and for fun and stuff. So.
All right,
well, covered.
Well, before this episode gets too long, I'm going to end it because I'm getting sleepy because my liver still hasn't recovered from my cruise over the weekend. Sorry. It still hasn't. I feel weak. Still, no, women have destroyed my liver. It's a long story.
I mean, I heard it. It was definitely a long story.
But
you should have known it was going to be bad when you shot gun seltzers. You knew it was going to be bad when you shotgun seltzers, and when you got back, there was another one waiting for you. You should have stopped there. That's like the moment you should have said, "I'm out.
I'm out. I'm done. We're done. I'm done drinking for the rest of the day." Nope. Let's keep going. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
You took my joke seriously. Don't trust this. I'm out.
I don't trust this.
Reminds me of my 40th birthday surprise party. My wife threw a surprise party for me.
Oh, nice.
And there was a lot of issues that happened that it was out of her control that kind of made it a little weird. But basically, when I showed up, and she's surprised, I didn't realize it was happening. I actually was literally surprised when I showed up there and I saw these cars. I'm like, oh, okay. And my best friend at the time was like, he's still my best friend, but he was like, as soon as we pulled up, he's like, I'm sorry they made me do this. But I get in there, and the first thing they do is her sister hands me a martini glass with a double martini in it, by the way, and they had 3 of them lined up for me. So I had 3 martinis after not eating all day. And I was gone. And she got a live band for fucks. Oh man, I can't believe that. It was just weird. And just in the backyard on Pleasant Run Parkway over on English. I mean, it was just like, okay, let's do this.
Wife knows how to party. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, so if you made it this long an episode, that means you're true fans of Low Key, and keep in mind that we are going to do our long form show on October the 7th, that Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to do
1 week from this Friday.
Yep. We're going to do 4+ hours. I was surprised when I gave Spot the interest into the Wall chat room, and we actually had a lot of interest in this. So, we will see how
what pans out. Yeah.
We'll
see who shows up and who wants to show up.
Yeah, there's a lot of interest. And if it does good, maybe we can get Ted Western. Everybody into this good old Ted.
And me and Ted on the same podcast. Let's go again. That's going to be fun times.
Hey, it's gonna be.
No, and there's also the thing going on before that I never got an invitation to. So
what, to the cleaning crew on this Saturday? Mm-hmm. You get an invite?
What's happening?
No, Chris put the invite out, and to me it was blocked. It says cannot show. It's not there. I try to go to it. It says there's no event. Okay. Well, I don't know the address. I don't know what the time is. So I'm just gonna if you guys don't want me,
I just got a text from Spangle. Oof, man. Hold on, we gotta.
They can't. It's been canceled. Don't show up. It's been canceled, right? Wink, wink, wink.
Don't worry about it.
If you don't want me there, if they don't want me on the show anymore, just say so. You don't have to worry about my feelings. I'm fine.
Yes. This Saturday we are October 1. We're cleaning up the studio, so we're moving the stuff out of the front area and putting it somewhere else in the house. Cleaning the carpets, painting. Giving it because he's like, do we need to paint the walls? I was like, hey, I've been painting those walls in like 10 years, so. They don't.
Are you inviting Scouger to help you paint?
Oh God, no! He's a terrible painter. Terrible, like the worst painter. Never ask his painter to paint. All right, unless you want to see like lines, creases, and like somehow like missed a spot on a wall with a roller. I don't even know how.
Scouger just feeling attacked in chat.
Oh no, you should see he's in the other chat now. Want to know why I've been blocked?
All right. Yeah. So just keep your radar.
Eventually, at some point when we're actually doing shows there again, if somebody wants me to show up, they might want to tell me the address or how to get there or something. I can try to guess. Right, I can just drive around.
It's podcast redacted.
Podcast redacted. Yeah, so
it's classified than what's in the forum.
Insert whatever here. That was Craig Ferguson used to do that stuff.
Yeah, we'll get you. Yeah, because it's just Saturday. We're just gonna be cleaning and stuff. It should be fine. All right, so. But just keep in mind, I just want more people just to understand that, like, that long form. So like, you're still gonna get us on Monday, but that Friday you're gonna get another stream with us. 4-hour stream, gonna be on there.
Are we doing the Monday after the 4-hour Friday?
Oh yeah. Of course. Actually, yeah.
We'll be all talked out. I won't be all talked out, but some people might be all talked out.
I mean, the Monday it's the three of us. I mean, if worst comes to worst, we'll just do an episode about our media or something. I don't know, some weird concept like that.
Crazy thought right there. Yeah, just insane. Pull that out.
Dude, I don't know what he's talking about. Anyways, I've been trying to end this show, so we pump the brakes.
If we just get this going until next Friday, we can just roll right into it. Keep this going.
No. I don't even know how I'm gonna make it those 4 hours. Like, I'm gonna have to take a nap. Okay, because it's been a while. Make some coffee. Okay, get ready. All right. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. You could have been listening to anything else in the world, but you decided to listen to this, and that I thank you. So, have a good evening, or how you listen to this. But bye, everybody.